Hello, hello.
The recording is book online.
I think we initiated the generator now. Believe that electricity is back. Yeah, I think let's just pray to God that we remain a bit consistent. Someone opened up a prayer in the morning. I think some miracles are happening. Anyway, let's carry on.
Okay.
So anyway, I tried to write the section views. Okay. To enter in the section views. So editing these. Okay. I was trying to look at the section view properties or section view style that we are currently having, and I was eliminating the labels, both for minor and major. So remove annotation so that we have just a blank spot, something like that. So what we are editing is a section view first, then we move on to editing our band sets. Hello, I hope everyone is attentive. So I'm going to carry on. So in our style, I think we are almost done. Equally, this display here, these ones that you see, these are labels. Once you highlight them, they're also part of the drawing. Once you highlight them, I want first to remove them so that we have a clear labeling set. I'm going to highlight them, remove them, click OK. I'm going to highlight also these ones, come to labels, ordinary bands, remove, click OK. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to join our band set to our values by using grids. Come to edit profile view, styles. Then you're going to activate our vertical grids, one for major and one for minor. Related process, okay? So we have something like that. So I'm going to separate the major ones and the minor ones by differentiating them in terms of color. So just like we did for our profile, let's just make the minor ones a little bit darker. You can use this, okay? So once we are okay with our profile view, then we are going to remove the band sets and then start creating them from scratch. As you can see, we're getting closer. So I'm going to come to my view instead of view styles. I've already created the view style that I want. So I'm now going to come to, I'm going to come to my view, my properties. Currently, I'm only editing the section view for only one view set, right? Then after you're done, now you can apply the rest of the styles or the changes to the whole group afterwards, okay? Then you first edit this one, then you can have them being shown to other properties. So once you're done generating all of the section views in their different pages, so we have our band sets, right? We are going to remove all these band sets and then start including one by one, okay? So I'm going to remove this one and remove this one too. So once I click OK, all the buttons will be gone. Then we have this green marker, which is controlled by the section view. Section view styles. This outline buffer font, so we can highlight it and can remove it perhaps. Even that's why it takes some longer time, because we have a lot of section views that we are working with around here. Actually, there are far more than this, but I reduce them for purposes of reducing how much geometry we have in the drawing. So I'm going to continue. Our first band that we can have, we're going to have existing ground. Okay. So existing ground, then it's going to be underlined with the line that is supposed to be representing the existing ground line. Okay. It's going to also be colored in the same way. So let's go back and do that. So we highlight, come to section view properties, come to your bands, you come to section data, then we are looking at existing levels. But then the existing levels we want are the ones that are consistent throughout the ones that are showing the original ground, not just the breakpoints, but the ones that are showing throughout the whole ground. So I can perhaps just choose levels, level differences, or equally we can just create the ones from scratch. Okay, and what is better, or we customize, or we can create one from scratch. So should we customize? Create a new one. Okay, we can use this one, empty bands for existing levels, which was already existing but was referred to. Did I add it? Sorry. Okay, so we have existing levels, right? So existing levels, which are the EG levels, we are going to edit the existing levels. Remember, the first thing that we did was remove the gap. So you click on the section here. We first remove the gap, which is to 0. Can apply to see the change. Okay. Now we are going to continue. We're going to edit the current selection. Remember the title width, right? 35. Then the height, the band height, maintain that. So we are going to first edit our text level. In this case, you can use uppercases, calling these existing levels. Let me get back here. I need to see if actually it is well oriented. Okay, we can put this to middle center, then also put this to middle center. Click OK. Okay. Okay. I think everything is already set. As I click OK, you can see the changes happening. Now we are going to add the values for existing levels. Perhaps you can use the values for either both main and major, or can use for major ones. However, I would prefer using only majors. We can remove the minors and then you decrease the frequency at which we are having our major ones. Okay. So for me to reduce the frequency at which we are having our major ones, I'm going to put this These are major ticks. They are the difference of 5, and then the minor ticks are difference of 1. So we can perhaps use, can we use 2.5? This is 2.5 for major, and then you leave this as 1. Equally, we can remove the display for the minor vertical. We want to click OK. Now here I'm only changing the section view. Then these ones. Once you're done with one of the sections, right, that becomes the style. Actually, for the view itself, the styles automatically updates. Yes. So you're going to see, that's why it's taking longer, because it's automatically updating. However, for band sets, you're the ones who put them in the group. You don't want them. After you made all the bands, you save that band set, then you go to your group, and then add those band sets. Yes. So if I'm to show you, most of them are already, actually I didn't remove, these ones are still having their labels, right? Because we haven't yet updated them per se, but as you can see, these ones have changed. Okay? So what I am going to change perhaps is the color. The other thing I'm going to do, since the updating is taking longer, I'm going to delete some of these sections and remain with very few. I'm going to continue deleting some of these sections.
So for the view, it updates all.
Yeah. So after you've done that, you're going to save that section view, right? That section view property. Now, as that style is saved, and also you have saved your band set, you can delete all the sections, then you reproduce the sections once and for all. With what edited is that? With edited section view styles. Okay? So sometimes some people can only first produce one section view. You edit that to your completion, then you go back and you now create all of them at once. Yes. Now, just unfortunately that for him when he was illustrating, it was generating for us to view a certain thing there. So once, what I wanted to create also was to minimize the color for this section view. So I'm going to make this mine a little bit darker. Let me do this. Okay. Okay, that's a bit better. Then I'm going to now add our labels. Our labels are going to be anchored on the major axis. Then also remember that our naming, we need to have a line that is underlining, and that line is supposed to be illustrating that whatever symbol that you see is shaded with a green line is an existing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come to my profile view properties. I'm going to edit the current, come to compose the title. Then on that, on top of our text, I'm going to add a line. Remember we did the line yesterday? Yeah, our anchor point of the line is going to be anchored onto the text. We are going to anchor this onto the text. Then also we are going to make sure it is on the bottom. Was it bottom left yesterday?
Left, right.
Yeah. Then also make this true. Anchor into the text and make sure it is on bottom right. Then you are going to offset this value to the y-axis by -2. Yesterday we offset it by -1, but they use -1.5. Be a little bit distant from, maybe -1 is better. Offset by -1, offset by -1. Then the type, we're going to use green since our existing section profile is in a green line. And also we are going to use a different type. You can use dotted, dashed, let me use dashed, okay. Okay, so we are done with the title. Then before we add all these variables, then you can go on to add the values of the major. One, we need to first understand if the display for the values of the major is there. As you can see, the label for the major increment is not there. So we activate this. We only need those values only, right? So we come back here, we go and find out how it is. We are going to put them at full band. Come to compose the label. As you can see, the values for the major are not actually part of. Yeah, so what we are going to do, we are going to add text and call these major levels. Okay? Then we are going to anchor them in the middle, label of the text. We are going to add the equation. It's supposed to be section 1 value, right? Remember last time we had profile 1, this time we're going to be section 1, and I need it to be in the precision of 1. Then add that there, click OK. Then I want it at 90 degrees. In the center, you can take this to be a little bit of a greenish color. Now for majors, remember they don't usually show up. So before I do a lot of editing, let me first go and see if my changes have been made. Click OK, OK. Then let me click OK and see. Yeah, I think we need some precision to show the differences in different heights, okay? Yeah, so we are going to, the other thing we need to understand with our section, remember we chose section 1 value, right? We need to find out whether section 1 value is none of reference. So it's supposed to be Mitiana EG. We also put this to Mitiana EG. So I'm supposed to come and then also add the variables. For example, I'm going to change my equation so that it is showing decimal places. Okay. I'm going to remove this, increase the precision to 0.01. And it's going to be section 1 level. Add that. Okay. Okay. The other thing I may need to change perhaps the color for this. For the title, let me use this color. Okay. Okay. So you can see there is a bit of differences in levels, right? Yeah. The other thing is that I can't see my band, my full band ticks. Equally, the values are also bigger, right? So we go in back and we change the variables. So I'm going to click. So I'm going to make sure, I'm going to make sure there is a display of the ticks, the major ticks. This is ticks at major increments. Then come back to my bands. So I'm going to reduce this variable to around 2.5, or let me use 2. Is that all? Then also need to be offsetted from the bands once they are rested on the bands. So I'm going to use the negative variable of x value, which is perhaps negative 2. Okay. Okay. I think it's now showing better, right? You're working on better? Okay. And the other thing is that you are having this value conflicting with the others, so I'm going to offset that. But the only way I can do that is by I have to control this from profile view styles. So we have to increase the padding from this value. So I'm going to put here 2. Let me use 1. Right? Okay, I'm going to use 2 and see the changes. Let me use 2. Right. I'm going to use 4. Let me use 6. think that's better, right? Yeah. So the next item we are going to add, our formation level, right? So we are going to come to our band set, profile view, so section view properties. So the next thing to add is going to be formation level. So we can add we don't have formation level for now, right? So we can create a new one. So let's create new. We can call this formation level. So it's a band, then you compose the label. As you can see, if you just create a new one, these are the properties they give you. So what you're going to do, one, you're going to change that value to formation level. Okay? So done information level, we are just going to put this middle center. Okay? It's okay. Just click OK. Information level. Okay. Then we are going to need these. We are going to need labels at grid breaks. Because formation levels usually are placed at grid breaks. So we're going to see how that works. We don't need major increments, and the rest is okay. Then we remove the gap, 0, and click OK. So this is what we have so far. We have to change the equation for this. Also change the values for the height. Okay, we are going to change the values for the height. Sorry, from this. Okay, so also offsetting it from the band, we are going to put this back to 0. Then the height, the band height, the width seems fine. Let's put this at 25. Click OK, then apply and see. Seems like it's about 20. Sorry. Put it at 20. Let me check with this one. You need to be altogether. This is actually at 15. Oh, sorry. Yeah, 15, then 35. Okay. So let's change this to 15. And perhaps let's change this to 35. I don't know if it will fit. Let me check. Not going to be able to fit, so we can perhaps put it at 40. 45. Okay, so we are only going to have at the grid breaks. This is where we are. Why am I saying grid breaks? I'm going to illustrate to you why we need them at grid breaks. So we need formation level to understand the formation level at this point. So how the equation works is that the software will calculate where this point is to know the difference between where we are supposed to be aligning our surface or the corridor. The difference in these breaks will be able to indicate the area where they are. our corridor, where our corridor is. So these are what they call the grid bricks. So that now the concentration is, for example, like here, they are only concentrating at areas where you find that there's a break here, there's a break here, there's a break here. That's why it's concentrated on the grid bricks. That's the equation that we use. So on the grid bricks, you're going to need levels, okay? And these levels, also equally, we are going to be looking at corridor levels. And remember, the formation level is just below the corridor. You get it? Because it's where you have to cut up to before you start putting on your road layers. Yeah. So that was the essence of when you're creating the corridor, you had to create a corridor surface, both for the top and the bottom. Okay? So we are going to highlight, come to section view, properties. So we are going to be changing the equation. You come to grid break. Okay. We don't need tables at major increments. We only need at grid breaks. So we come to, we are going to use full band, compose. So the equation that you're going to be having is not going to be a distance value, it's going to be a level value. So we are going to look for section 1 level, then we add that value there, click OK. Orientate at 90, everything is pretty standard, middle center, okay, okay, okay. Then remember, since you are orienting it to section 1, that means that you're supposed to be looking at the bottom of the corridor. So that is the section you are going to be choosing. So you choose this section. In section 2, we can choose this section, click OK. Then we are having our values at grid break. Now this is where it's a bit tricky. You find that they are placing your values at different grid breaks, however, they are not indicating at each and every grid break. So I'm going to try to justify that in a minute. So what we do is that we are going to increase what they call weeding values. You see these values here called weeding. They will weed out every value that is not in this distance between 100 meters. Is it 100 meters? Sorry, about 10 meters, right? This is 100 millimeters. So every value that is in between these values is weeded out. So what we do, we just reduce our weeding value to say about 2 and see how that's going to behave. So we apply. As you can see, they have carbon. So I'm going to reduce this further. I'm going to use to 0.25 and click OK. So we have further values coming in. Okay. So we are going to now add our we are supposed to add our ticks, right? So we come here to profile view properties, edit section, come to the grid break, compose. Oh, sorry, our ticks are not being displayed because we activated them off. So ticks at grid break, we're going to activate them and see how that is going to behave. So as you can see, our ticks at grid breaks are oriented this way. So the only thing we are going to do is going to offset these values in the negative direction of the x-axis. So I'm going to go back. Come to my grid break values. Last time we offset it by a value of -2 in the x-axis. Okay. That's a bit better, right? Now, there is what they call, as you can see here, some values when they're conflicting, they can move them a little bit on the side. Now, this is what they call staggering. You can allow for staggering if you want to orient your values in a different way. Okay? So we are going to also stagger our values if in case we need them to. For example, this one and this other one they're conflicting. So in this way, we are going to stagger them. So how we do that? You come back to your profile, your section view properties. As you look at this, there is what they call no staggering. You can highlight, then you can either stagger both sides or stagger one side. So when I stagger on both sides and I click OK, as you can see, there are more these variables. You get, there are more these variables in different sides, right? So they have staggered them at both sides. However, as you can see, your tick has not yet been moved. Yeah, it's not been staggered. Sorry, I think I'm running out of battery. So they have been staggered. What we are going to do, we are going to edit. Now instead of having ticks, we are going to remove the ticks and then we are going to add lines, okay? Lines behind the ticks. So I'm going to come to my information level, come to display. Now I'm going to remove my grade break ticks. As I remove them, you are going to remain with staggering lines, which are these lines, right? So come here again. Then there's the height of staggering, which is the height of the tick from here up to here. I'm going to reduce that height to 1. Let me reduce to 2. Apply. For my text to fit, let me reduce this to 1 and apply. So now there's a bit better. Then equally, I'm going to stagger them on one side. Let me stagger them on the right. So they're all on the right. Equally, we are going to add now we are actually going to add a line. Going to add a line just below on the thing. So I'm going to anchor this line on the feature line, and it's going to be at 90 degrees. It's going to be anchored on the bottom left, sorry, on the top of the band. Then I'm going to make also my anchor end to be at the bottom of the band, sorry. This is going to be at the top of the band and also the bottom of the band. So I'm going to click OK, 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 OK. So you're going to have something like that, okay? Once it's connected. So what is next? We have formation offsets. We are going to just copy and paste, then change the equation. Finish rate level, we are going to copy and paste, change the equation. That's all we are going to do, okay? So for us, because you're running out of time, I'm going to come here to section view. Since they are all at grade breaks, the only difference is going to be at so I'm going to click at formation level, come and make a copy of that formation level. We are going to call this formation level offset. Alright, come and here, check the band. It can be, and also change this to formation level offset. You click OK. Click OK. Just going to change the value here at 50. Then at grade break, come and compose. You're going to retain the same arrangement, only that the value is no longer going to be the distance from. It's going to be a different equation. Now here we are looking at offset. So therefore it's supposed to be a distance from the center line, okay? Yeah, so just going, oh sorry, I didn't add. So you add a distance from the center line, add that, click OK, 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 then you add, click OK. So you're going to do the same thing, you're just going to remove this gap, also reduce on the value of weeding, right? Yeah. So remove the gap, 0. Come here, weeding value 0.25, then apply.
What is stagger?
Sorry?
Stagger.
Staggering.
Some chats have no stagger.
You allow for staggering. Staggering is the pushing of these values on the next side so that they don't conflict. Yeah. So you can stagger them on the right hand side just like we have done. And then this formation level is going to be referring to the, so is this formation level? Formation level offset. You are referring to the datum values, right? The surface of the datum. So just click OK, then they're oriented that way. I think these are not staggered. Reduce this to 1, apply. That's better, right? Better, right? Then we are going to do the same for what we have next. For finish road level. Finish road level, I'm just going to copy the formation level, then just change the surface. So what we are copying is the formation level, right? So you come here, look for the formation level, then take a copy, and we are calling this finish road level. Finished. So when I take a copy, I'm just retaining some of the properties. That's why you still have this typing in, right? So we just change this value to finished. Okay. And click OK. Everything else can remain the same, including the equation. Then we'll add this. The equation doesn't have to change. We are just going to change the surface. 0. We allow for staggering on the right hand side. Reduce this to 1. Then weeding equally, let's use 0.2. Since this is finish road level, we are going to be targeting at the top of the corridor. So do that for both. Top of the corridor, click OK. Then just comes out beautifully like that. Okay? What else is missing? We have cut and fill. Cut and fill, we are just going to paste the same value, but then change the equation. Okay? You can always vary these values. You know how to vary these values? The width, so that they're all the same. Yeah. So we're going to just do that. So I'm going to just copy formation level. Take a copy. Compose. I'm going to call this. Sorry. Let me first come this to this one. We are changing it to what? Cut and fill. Cut, stroke fill. Then we change the name. Oh, it's okay. We change the information. This is for cut. Cut fill. Sorry. Band is equally the same. Gradient levels, change the equation. Everything else remains standard. So the section 1 level, we are going to have a section 1 minus section 2. Okay? Just add that. Okay? Okay. Then add cut and fill. Remove these values. We do staggering on the right. 0.5 to 5. Then our section 1, we said it's subtracting off section 1 minus section 2. So when we are cutting off filling, what are you subtracting off from there? When you are cutting from the existing ground to the formation level. So you are going to type in the existing ground, then you look for the formation level, which is the datum. Then click OK. So then you are going to reduce. Let's come back as a bit of orientation. So I'm going to reduce this to 0. sorry, can't reduce this to 0 to 1. Stack that to the right, everything looks fine. Click OK. So remember there's a continuation of information here, right? So you find that now there's no differences of cutting and fill on the other side, so you'll retain that. So for now, we are going to move on with our values. So I don't know how to correct this. Overlap. This is happening at values of different locations. So anyway, let me first. I don't want to go into deeper on how to adjust this. I'm going to leave that out. So once you're done, you can equally update the view for the whole group. How you do that? One, we are going to come to our view properties. Then you are going to save this as a band set, right? So this is going to become our band set, and we are going to call this our ZCAD as a band set. These are the bands that are included. Click OK, and click OK. Now, once you come to your view properties for the group, then you come to change band sets, right? So you can clear everything that is already there, because this is applied for the whole of the group. Then now we import our band set. In this case, we have our ZCAD band set here. Add it. They're automatically being added. Then click OK. So that they're added for the whole group. So now we have everything being set. Okay? Should I repeat?
Yes.
Let me undo. Sorry. So you don't have it on one side, right? Only on one section view, right? So you highlight the section view. Remember, we first save them. You come to section view properties, then you save your band set. You save them as, you can come here and give them information, right? So I can say this is ZCAD again, ZCAD 2. Click OK. This could be it can be a farm name. For example, if you're working for this farm, and you know some standard that you already use, so you save them. So now I'm coming to apply for the group. I'll highlight one of the group. Come here to group properties. Come to group properties. Then you come to change band sets. Then you import a band set. Then you use ZCAD 2. So what I'm going to first do though, I'm going to first clear all the bands that we have. So the bands that we have, then so that I can import in the relevant Python. So I'm going to apply for ZCAD 2, click OK, they all will come, then click OK, click OK. I should be able to apply for all the sections. You get it? So sometimes it can be helpful. You can edit one section. Then you delete that section when you've saved your styles and also your band set. When you're now reproducing the sections at all the ranges, at the chain edges, you just come and bring that section, the band set once and for all, so that they will be formed when the band sets are already there. Okay? Yeah. So let's move to materials. I don't know the question before I continue. We are clear? Okay. So let's move on to materials. Materials, we have two things. We are going to do quantity takeoff. So you come to your settings, And we are going to look at, you come to your quantity takeoff, drop down, we have quantity takeoff criteria here. Already here there are some quantity takeoff that are already created. So we are going to form our new quantity takeoff. We can call this cut and fill, right? For earthworks. Add the material list. So we're going to add our materials and we're going to add this as ground. Ground cut. Then add another material, we can call this ground fill. So we are going to be dealing with surfaces, right? We are cutting from the existing surface to the lower bottom surface of the corridor. So for cut, you can add a surface. Sorry. You can first choose the surface. You can first add one surface. It's going to be above. Then add another surface, which is going to be below, which is corridor data. Then add it there. So you just choose whether one is above, one is on the below. So for fill, we are going to do the same. We're going to add a surface. The first surface is going to be that. Then the second surface we are going to be adding is going to be data. Add it. So you need to choose when you're filling from the existing to the data, right? So this is going to be below, the other is going to be above. Then I'm going to click OK. That's going to be one of the criteria that I'm going to be having. Don't come there. What do you mean? Which drawing are you doing? Things don't come.
When you just say that it's such a series and they should where they are working together. When you go to interview, you just say that it's
I think because of that.
yeah, when
Someone prayed to the God of Egypt.
So probably like at 8 p.m. There's an accumulator but it's yours. It's yours to your and it's up to you. Very up to you. But I don't want to like sometimes